Vegapunk is showing out in OP12, and this is not the list you would expect. Taking down many very meta matchups and getting second at a regional. No, it was not your boy piloting it. We got this list from somebody else. This actually comes from a guy named Marco Bombassi. This was at the Bologna, I hope I said that right, it's not Bologna, offline regional, and this was literally yesterday for the day that we're recording because it's September 1st, and it was done on the 31st. And this deck list got second place, and it beat a Kuzan, Bonney, lost to Red Green Smoker, beat Teach, Bonney again, Teach again, Rayleigh, Teach again, Green Zoro, Green Purple Luffy. It beat a UP Luffy twice, Rayleigh twice in the top 16, Algara twice in the top 8, Teach twice in the top 4, and then lost to Rayleigh 2-1 in the finals, and Vegapunk showing out. So we're gonna be testing this deck list specifically today, and I think you guys should be excited because we are the Vegapunk channel here. So let's play some Vegapunk today, baby. And here is that Vegapunk deck list. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, this does not look like anything we've cooked up personally because I've kind of scratched the Bonney. This is a draw 2 trash one. This card's really good, but I've scratched it altogether. I thought I don't need this card anymore. It doesn't do what I want it to do as often as I'd like it to do things. But this guy's playing it, so he may be cooking here. He's also running 2 of the stage. I have not been running the stage either. I thought the stage was a little slow, it's a little old, outdated. I thought if you play correctly, you don't need it. And apparently I'm wrong because I'm not getting second place at a regional. I can't even get into a regional. So this is another card that was teched in from the Marco, I think his name was. Yeah, this was a card he teched in, and the 8-drop Kid. This is another card I did not expect to see because I've tried Kid and it has never worked for me. Creating a life has never been what I needed, but he's not running Rush Ace. So I think you have to run 8-drop Kid, but we have no removal. We don't have removal of the Nami and Luffy, so we can get low in removal, but we don't have removal for the big bodies. So, hey, I don't know. I'm excited, but not having this ace right here, this one that has Rush, if you have 2 or less life, this card gains Rush. This card's goated. It's won me so many games, and not having it in the deck kind of throws me off. So not having an option to just win the game if our opponent plays correctly, it puts us in a risky situation. So I'm excited to see what we can do with this deck list. Other than that, I'm just generic Vegapunk. Lilith, Medicine, Frankie, Vegapunk, Atlas, Shaka, Pythagoras, Luffy. Pause if you need these, but you probably don't at this point if you've been following the channel. If not, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Do a lot more Vegapunk, so subscribe because we'll be playing this deck like crazy. And if I can get to a regional, I will bring Vegapunk for the boys. I will not bring it for me because this is not the list I would bring. But if I can get into a regional, I'm either bringing this or I'm bringing Marshall D. Teach. So if the boys want it and they comment enough and we can get into a regional, let me know. Guys have tips on getting into one, let me know as well in the comments down below because I would love to get into one. I'll travel wherever I need to, offline, online. I'm here for it. I want to be part of it. So, 3 Quasar, because this card's just nasty. The best trigger in the game, like hands down. Other than the 0 cost event, if you get it. Other than that, this card is its own 0 cost event, and you can make it a 0 cost event, basically. You know, I have this, then I get a blocker as my last life. And yeah, pretty good. Then I just block out and stay alive. Or I get a 3K counter. Sure. I'm not going to stop you. For the Dreshi, searching out 2 triggers, really good. So we have a lot of 3-don options. We like to go second with this deck profile, but it seems, but on a 10-don turn, we're a little slow with the Kid, so this is more for going first, I'm assuming. But you can do it on 10-don. On 8-don, it doesn't feel great because you can't gain a life or play a body on the board. I don't know. We're going to see what we can cook today. This is like old school Vegapunk all the way. This is like OP10 Vegapunk, because that's when this Kid came out, and this is what people were trying, was this specific deck list. We've tested deck lists like this, but I did not expect this to be the OP12 deck list to go with. So, I don't know. This is Vegapunk today. We're going to be taking it onto the sim. We're gonna probably play a few meta matches and see how we cook up. See if we can get our inner Marco here and do good with Vegapunk. Let's get this thing rocking. Let's play some Vegapunk today and just have some fun, man. This is my deck. You know it's my deck, and I'm ready to cook up with this apple on my head here. As always, though, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. It's completely free. We're at 2,400 subs. Our goal is 3K, so I'd love to hit 3K. We have a lot of big things coming. We have a full stream update where we're gonna be streaming weekly, 3 times a week, weekly coming up. So I hope you guys are excited for all that. We got a lot of cooking up to do in the lab, so let's go play some Vegapunk. And here we go. Bonney is going to be one of the best deck lists to go against going in the OP12 meta. This deck has been on a rampage recently, so I'm excited to see how we do. I usually do bad into this matchup myself, so using this deck list, we're going to see what happens. We're going to keep this early. I think this is a really strong start because we're not going to swing out early. I don't think we are. It depends on kind of what our opponent develops, but we'll see how things go. We're going to start with just deploying a Shaka, and then we're just going to pass a turn. 1 extra Dawn. We can read Quasar if we need to. If they swing 5, we just block. Like, there's no reason not to on a turn like this. If they want to swing 7, we're actually just going to take. I think taking's the best because now we get to trigger on a body. It's good for them because they get to rest one of our characters, but it tells us we're not going to attack this turn. So we're going to go for a developing board. We're going to look at the top. We're going to grab a KO and KO. We already have a 2K counter, so I don't think we need another 2K. And I think we can just grab Luffy and then play out Luffy, swing with Luffy, and then do what we need to. So we'll do that, and then we're going to do exactly as I said, deploy Luffy. Boom, we're good. Pass. Nice and easy. Now we can block and then counter out with a 2K and have 3 attackers to put on some pressure here. This is a hard matchup, man. I don't know how you beat Bonney. Bonney is really difficult. I have been playing a lot of Vegapunk, and it has never been an easy matchup. So I'd love to be able to watch, I wish I had the ability to watch this player and learn, I think that's the biggest thing. That's why we have me as a YouTuber. That's why we have a lot of people playing YouTube. It really just helps. And I mean, if this guy wants to swing 10 at us and we just have to block out, we can block out. We could also just get another body on the board and then start healing and then start attacking. We have options. So I'd like to see what they have to do. We do have the Nami. We can also counter. Dude, we have a lot of moves here. Because now if we block and then counter 1, the thing is what we do. We'll block, counter 1, right? Now we're going to Nami to KO Cavendish, but we need to do something else first. So we'll gain a life first so that we have 5 or less cards to filter. So we'll add a card to the top of our life to close out our hand to at least get filter. I think that's going to be the best. Maybe we deploy a card. We'll deploy a Shaka, actually. Then we're going to play a Nami, so we can just swing 6 at our opponent. They can only rest one of our blockers, and then we'll still have another 6, because we're not getting a life. And they don't have KO remove, like safety. So we'll just swing another 6 here, and then we are going to hit them with the Nami. We're going to discard an Edison, trash the Cavendish, or KO the Cavendish, then move forward. Should be really good for us. This is actually a really good start. Boom, bam, bop, KO that, and then draw card, pass. Now we have a blocker up. We have 2 blockers sideways. We have a full board. We should be actually in a really good spot here as Vegapunk. Full board like this feels really good. They're going to swing 6 into 6. I think we just let it go, actually. So we will just let that go. They're going to play a carrot. We should have grabbed 2 Namis. Should have grabbed 2 Namis here. Which is okay that we didn't, because we can always go 3. We're going to attach 1. We're going to gain a life here, so I'm going to swing probably just 7 to start and let them rest the blocker. Yeah, let's start with 7 and then decide, because we have to swing 7, because either way they're going to rest one of these, and we're definitely attacking here. So we're okay with that, because we can always swing 7 more if we need to. If they take, we get to draw 2, trash 1, and they go down to 2 life, which is really good for us. So now we'll get to draw 2, trash 1 from our Bonney, which is always going to be good, unless they get a trigger to KO it, but they shouldn't. Then draw 2, trash 1. I don't think we'll need Pythagoras at this point. I don't think we'll need Pythagoras at all. Yeah, so we're just going to trash the Pythagoras. I'm going to go 2 Dawn on Nami, swing another 7 at our opponent. And at this point, I mean, they have 10 cards in hand. I wish we had a hand wipe, dude. Give me a yellow pudding, something that just removes our opponent's entire hand. I mean, we'd be in a really good spot. They haven't had filter. They haven't had time to set up. They're only going into a 9 Dawn turn. They had to give us 3 1Ks. That's pretty dang good. We're going to actually gain a life here. At a top of life, please save me. Now that's going to be really good because we can easily put out a shotgun and have a blocker. But they can also just attack our board, and we're okay with that as well. They get to freeze one thing. We're going to keep the Luffy because there's nothing to KO, but we can get through blockers next turn from it. So that's cool with me. I'm feeling pretty good here. I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling pretty good here. We're going to counter 1 because we need to save at least 1 body. We can let one of the bodies go. They're sitting on, what, 9 Dawn. They could go 8-drop Kid. 8-drop Kid would be really bad. I think we let Shaka go. Because we can always pop Luffy, pop the blocker, and then swing really huge into whatever they play, and then still have 1 life to put the Vegapunk on the board. 8-drop Mihawk is not what I would think would be good here. Smoker, interesting. I like Dareshi. Drawing 2 cards is always going to be good. Let's draw 2 cards. I don't hate the stage. 3, 2, gain a life, so we swing 7. No, we swing 5, 6. No, 5, 6, 5. It's not horrible. It's not great, though. They just counter one of those attacks. But I like being able to restand our character because we can restand our Shaka now. So we're going to grab Stage, and I think we're going to grab Lilith. No, I think we're going to Vegapunk here. So we're actually going to grab Atlas to have the counter. So Vegapunk's going to be 1 Dawn. The Stage is going to be 2. That's 3. So we're going to put 1 Dawn here. And then swing 7. We're going to go 7, 7, 2, 1. That works. So 7, 7's good. They should rest down the Nami here. We're going straight face. They could block. We know they don't have any 2Ks though. So I think we're in a good spot. They can rest either of our characters. I'm fine with it. I don't really care. I'm not really worried about their board either. So now we're going to go another 7 into face. If we get this draw 2 trash one, we're in a really good spot. Like a really good spot. Because we didn't remove their board, so we'll get a lot of value. I like being able to crit this life. We're going to drop the Atlas. And then 2 for Stage. We're actually going to deploy the blocker. And then play out... A 6k body is always good. We're going to go 6k body over Nami. Return it. We don't have to discard a card because they have 3 characters, so that's good. We'll pass a turn, restand the Shaka. I think we're cooking. We still have the Luffy in case they want to remove our board. We have 6k counter. We have an ability to crit a life on the next turn. It's always good. We can block, and then if they hit us, we Rayquaza. The big thing's 8-drop Kid, and this deck's not really running 8-drop Kid. They're running 8-drop Mihawk. So we're in an okay spot. They could 10-drop Dofi, but we kind of played against that by letting our cards, only 2 cards be rested. But we have to worry about that, if we don't see them use any Dawn here. Because they can freeze 1 character with Carrot, which they'd freeze the Luffy. They can swing 5 or 6 into Bonney. We'd have to probably just let that go. They probably want to keep the Mihawk. We block out of the Smoker, and then they have 5 at life, maybe, potentially. But it all depends on the order of this Bonnie's attacks here. So... just have to see. We will just have to see what they are cooking up. I'm feeling pretty good though for this Bonney matchup. This deck list is it's kind of cooking. Hodith Joneth. That's interesting. They're gonna go 7 into face here. And are they going for lethal? They either hit this or they go for I think we counter this. Why is he saying it's a misplay? He said, whoops, misplay. Because this is a great life to crit, so why would you not? Why would I not want to counter this? Because then they just go for game. Would we lose? 8. It'd be 9, 9, 6, 5. Off the math, we would lose, so we do need to save this. How is that a misplay? I'm a little confused on how it's a misplay, but maybe they have something cooking up. Because now we only have a 2k. Now they just remove board, but they can't swing the blocker. Maybe because it put them to 0 life. Now our 8-drop Kid doesn't get much value, but if they hit us now, we get to put out a blocker on the board. So they can't hit us, they have to clear our board, which they can go 8 into Shaka, remove Shaka. That does not get them. So we counter this, then they have 8 here, they get that. 6 here, they get that, freeze down a character, and then we just go all in. Then they have Mihawk, so Mihawk doesn't get much here. I think we have to save, but if we save this, we just lose it in the long run, I feel like, because they're trying to put a blocker on the board. They're going to remove this Luffy, but no matter what, they kind of remove the Luffy here, because they can go 8, 8, and that's guaranteed with our hand size, so we have to kind of counter this, because 8, 8 will remove both. So they're going to go 8, and then probably another 8, I'm assuming. They could go with another blocker instead. They could go 6, but if they test the 6, it's not really worth it. Removing this is the best option, better than the Shaka. They will go 6 into 4 to guarantee it, more than likely, I would assume, because then you just freeze the Shaka. Yep. So it doesn't put us in the best spot here. And they do go with the... We don't get much value out of attacking here. This is actually really bad for us. I think we actually have to hit them with the 8-drop Kid and then not use its ability, because we don't get a leader ability this turn, and then not attack. This double blocker does suck though. I think we just 8-drop, use no ability, and then pass. Stage, restand Shaka, draw 1, trash 1. We'll trash this. I don't think it really matters though. I don't think it really matters. I think that puts us in a losing position. Hody Jones is really detrimental to this matchup because we don't have Rusher like we would in other matches. So I'm a little interested in how this finishes up, because we have 2 blockers. We have to block the Smoker attack because Rayquaza is just that good. But we've seen a lot of our Shakas. One more Hody would be boring, right? That would be boring, but we kind of have to play into it. So, ... Yep, not really much we can do about Hody. We kind of have to play straight into it because we don't have... We have to block that. That kind of sucks, but we do have to block that. We block it with the Vegapunk though, so that we don't lose out on our Please Save Me, because now Vegapunk comes out and plays another body, so at least we get a full board. And I'm hoping to hit another Shaka. The likelihood is low. They want us to block here. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I'm gonna have to take this and show them we don't have counter. Use the trigger. We will play out the Vegapunk, as we were talking about. Vegapunk, playing out Shaka, and then see what happens there. The issue is they have 2 blockers, so they get to rest a character. Dude, they have so much value here. They have so much value here. Another Hody is really bad still. Still to this day, Hody hurts. Hody is still really bad for us. But we have to have bodies on the board. The issue is the 2 blockers. Because we just block this attack, right? Now they have 1 more attack here with Carrot. We have to take that because we need the blockers. Yep, we take this. No trigger. Now what? 10 cost. Because there's not really a way around this. Because then we can go 9. We have 3 attacks next turn, and we have to make 1 uncounterable. Like 1 has to be. They all have to be uncounterable, basically. So puts us in a pretty bad spot here, because we can go 6, 6. So we can go, or 10, 9, 9. So we'd have to go 10, 10, 10, 10, 11. No, 10, 10. Oh, this is really bad. They're deciding if they want to swing the Mihawk. I don't think you swing the Mihawk. Maybe they're trying to think if they play a blocker. If they play a blocker, they just guaranteed don't lose, because we don't have removal. If we draw removal, though, we guaranteed could win, possibly, maybe. I would love to see that. I guess instead of Vegapunk, we could have played something to remove a Carrot or a Smoker instead. Or maybe just remove the Rosinante and filter the hand. That may have been the play, but we didn't, right? So, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's kind of the position we're put in. They go 8 for a Kid, and I think that seals the deal. I think that seals the deal there. I don't know what else we can do, because we do get the Nami. I just don't think there's a way we get through 2 of these and hit face, because he has to be able to counter this, right? So our best bet mathematically, because there's no way we get through all this attacks next turn, we have to deploy a card, destroy the Rosinante. Then we would have to go 11. The issue is the math, right? So it'd be 10, 10, or 9. So it has to be 10, 10, 7, and that does not seem like it gets us there, because he'd have to not be able to counter a 10. Because it'd be 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, and then 10. So we can go 10, 10, 10. So 10, if he can counter that, we just lose. Because he rests any of our characters, and then we go 10, 10. But he can block that. So we could go bigger into the body. 11 into 8, and then 9 into face. Because if he can't get through 11, he can't get through 9. But no matter what, if he can't get through, the math works either way. Of 11 is 2k, 2k. 9 is 2k, 2k, 1k. But if we do it the opposite way, either way, it's 2K, 2K to finish it off. So the math just works. He either gets through 11 or he can't. And then we go 9. And we get it. We get it there in the end. Holy cow. GG's. They had the Hodies. So I guess they could have Hodied both the blockers, and then we get Vegapunk, Shaka, block, but then you just remove the board at that point. I think then you just remove the board. I think the Hodie would have been good. I think not playing the Hodie was the misplay, but it is what it is. Beautiful hand. Could have been all ult arts, but I don't have the OP10 ult arts in here. GG's. That was actually really close there with the Bonney. The aggression early really helped, but the Mihawk helped them stabilize. The 8-drop kid was almost enormous, but the value of just being so aggressive, they can't filter. You know, you can't play that 5-drop, what's her name? The 5-drop Bonney that filters, draw 2, trash 1 or whatever, and doing stuff like that. The manga that you just saw. So, GG's Bonney. On to the next one with Vegapunk. So, Kuzan likes to go second. We're going to take that away from him every single time. Getting the Bonney early seems nice, but I don't think it'll work. 5-drop removal is not great. I think we're going to mulligan this early. This is an interesting hand here. I think we're going to go Lilith early. So we're going to deploy a card. Lilith, right? Look at the top 5. 5-cost removal is not great, but it might not be horrible. We are going to have the restand ability, so we can go Atlas and then Egghead next turn, restand Lilith, and then we can go Dareshi and then play a character. So I don't hate the Atlas, actually. So we will take the Atlas, and then we're going to pass. We have a Dawn active in case. If they want to swing really heavy into us, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to be like, okay, oh well. They want to swing 5. I think it would be a little too much to take that, so we're just going to give them a 1K. Don't think we have the ability to just take that. They are going to go with the Sengoku, draw 2, then draw 1, trash 1, draw 2. Kind of crazy, or however you want to do it. Gravity Blade, really good. So we need to make sure we don't play too much into Gravity Blade by then. It's kind of bad to not have to play into a card that gets played. So we're going to go 5 in the face. Then we are going to play the Egghead, and we're going to play this Luffy. I think that's the best. We could have gone 6, I guess. We're going to go and deploy a card, the Luffy, and then we're going to pass, restanding Lilith. They can go 2 attacks into us, which I'm assuming is what they're going to do. Probably like a 6 and then a 7. We'll have to counter the... Ooh, we'll have to take 1 and then counter with Rayquaza, it looks like, potentially. Yep, so 6 and 7. So we're going to have to counter with Rayquaza because I don't want to give them a 2K here. I'd rather just take, use the trigger, get a body on the board. Again, still playing into Gravity Blade. Gravity Blade does suck, but it is what it is. Do we just take both of these? No, because then they just, well, then we have to do Rayquaza. I'm not against actually kind of having like a restart to the board. I'm going to take this. I'm going to draw a card. That was really, really greedy. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That was really greedy. They have a bunch of cards in hand. Holy cow, Kuzan. Kuzan's just here to draw a bunch of cards. I think taking there was really greedy, of course, but it is what it is. So we're going 3. We're gaining 1 life. We have 2 additional Dawn after that, so we can go 6. We can just go 5 into... I guess we can go all into face, actually. So we'll go 6 in a face, because we're going to pop the Sengoku here and draw a card anyways, so we might as well just go into face. So we'll go 5... or 6, 6, 7. We should probably go 6 with a Lilith just in case they have some kind of trigger. We'll go another 6. Yep, they 2K again, so we're burning cards. We're going to go 7 into face. And then they're going into their 7 Dawn turn. So we're expecting both of these to get bottom decked here. That's under the assumption. I'm under the assumption that's what's going to happen. We could go Lilith instead of Dareshi to have some kind of bodies on the board. I don't have to pop this Sengoku. That is very nice. Because I could just go Lilith and then gain a life and still have 2 bodies on the board. I think that's actually the best. The best line here, I think, is just getting more bodies on the board instead of popping it, forcing him to remove these 2, and then still at least having 2 Liliths. Well, he has no board, because if he Gravity Blades, he can't attack with Sengoku anyways. It's only a 5K, so we can get out of a 5K. Alright, good to know. We are going to go with this. We're not going to be able to use our Nami. We have a 2K already, so I think we're going to grab the Shaka at this point, and then we're going to activate this, add a card to the top of our life, which is going to be Rayquaza, and then we're going to pass and restand the Lilith, so that he can't attack Lilith. He has to attack face if he wants to attack, because he's going to Gravity Blade, bottom deck the 2 best characters, because if he does Gravity Blade, bottom decks these 2 characters, we're fine with that. So now we could put Pythagoras on the board, and then crit a life. No, we're not going to be able to crit a life. We can draw 2, play Shaka for 1, and then we'll have 4 extra Dawn. So we can go 7/7 Shaka Dreshi. I think that's the best here. Do we take this? I don't think there's a world we just take a 5. I think we counter that. It would be nice, but I don't think it's the right choice. They do hit the Gravity Blade. They bottom deck the 2 characters we expected, and then we're just going to hit them with the 7/7 that we talked about. So 7/7, 3, yep. 7 in the face. If they take and hit a Gravity Blade trigger, we just forfeit. We just GG's. They're going to counter the first one. That means they should counter both. Because if you're going to counter one, you should counter both. Every single time. We're going to hit the Dreshi, draw 2. We're going to... I don't hate the Vegapunk. Especially because we're putting Shaka now on the board. We may go Vegapunk and Bonney, actually. Because Bonney could get a lot of utility in the future. If we can get Bonney next turn and then crit a life, there's also a chance to go Vegapunk next turn with 8-drop Kid. And then we would just grab some counter. Some possible removal for low end might be good, but I don't think so. Just to give us more options, I'm going to grab the Bonney. I don't think there's really a better choice in this situation. And then, since they only have 2 cards, we're actually just going to deploy Shaka. And I don't have to discard a card for Vegapunk. We're going to pass, restand to the Lilith, and then they're going to be on the 9 Dawn turn. So we're going to go 8 for Garp into Sakazuki, draw 2, and then be able to swing 7 into the other Lilith. We can block in 2K. Or they can go 5 and 5 into Lilith. We can block and then take. They don't go Garp, which is really good. But they can go 8 into Lilith. We're going to let that get removed at that point, because Shaka would be a 2K 1K, and I don't want a 2K 1K. They get the free draw power with the Sakazuki drawing 2 and then getting the Rested Dawn back, and then drawing 1 from their leader effect, so that's pretty good to get the Rested Dawn. They're going to go 8 into Lilith, just like we said. We're going to let that go, sadly. Then we're going to... I think we're just going to... Ooh, the draw 2 trash one could be good off the Bonney, because we could put Bonney out. Oh, actually, yeah, we're going to deploy a card, deploy Bonney, put 1 Dawn on Bonney. We're going to swing 5 into face. They're going to counter, and then we're going to crit a life. Because then we're going to get the draw 2 trash 1 anyways. Use the card action, trash a life, draw 2, trash 1. We're sitting on a bunch of counter. We're going to leave the blocker active, because I don't think we could stay alive from a split. Well, we could. 2K, 2K, 1K, 1K. We're not guaranteed to win on the crackback, so I think we leave the blocker active. We'll be able to restand and then draw 1. Then probably just trash this. I don't think we need it at this point. Actually, do we have a blocker in the trash? I'll just trash the... Yeah, I'll just trash the Vegapunk. If they want to hit us, we'll get a blocker on the board. And then that'll play out something from the top of the deck, and we'll refill the board. I like that. They're going to go Garp. So Garp into Kuzan. Kuzan stopping Kid from attacking would be really good here. Yep, perfect. Really good plays here from the Kuzan player. Dude, we are reading them like a book. I'm telling you, Vegapunk is just my deck. They're going to be able to draw 2, 1. 1 from Garp, 1 from Kuzan for a leader effect. And they don't attack. I'm cool with that. They have 2 Dawn active. And then I think we're just going to... I think we're just going to go 9 into face. And then decide what to do. Because we could play a 4 cost and put a life on top of our life, or something on top of our life. But it forces them to counter, so they have to Pheasant Peck, discard a card, and then counter 1. I think we also could just attack. So they give us a 2K. No, they trash the 2K, and then give us another 2K. I think we just go 9-9 then. Force out both Pheasant Pecks, and then gain a life. With the Shaka. Let's hit them with another 9. We get to restand one of these characters, so we only lose 1 on the next turn. Draw 2, trash 1. Now we have even more counter. Cool. Like, I ain't mad about it. And then a bunch of attacks here, so I think we put the Shaka on top of life. But putting another body on the board would help us get lethal. Because if they Kuzan this again, are we in a bad spot? Because we lose a body, they Kuzan this, we only have 2 attacks. But then they'd have to play a blocker, we just swing like 16. So since they're on 0 life, I think we're safe to add to the top of our life at this point and just play the long game. Guarantee they can't beat us, and then just pass. We'll stage, restand, draw 1, and then we'll actually, we have Vegapunk already in the trash, so we'll discard the Shaka, put another blocker so it doesn't force out this blocker as well. I mean, we have 2 of the Shakas on the board. So pretty good so far. 1 Dawn to Shigi, search the top of the deck. They grab Borsalino. I think they're looking for another Gravity Blade. I'm trying not to play into Gravity Blade, so I think that's why the Shaka was good. Because then they putting it into board, because that'd be 7, then they have 3 additional Dawn, and then 1 extra from the Sakazuki, so they go 8, 8, 8, 9, which would go 2k, 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 1k, 1k, blocker, and then take, and then blocker. So I guess we would have survived that technically. 6 into the board. I don't see a world where we don't just count, like where we don't just take this. Aramaki. Is Aramaki an issue? That bottom deck's a 2 cost, right? So it's not really an issue with Aatrop Kid. I think we actually just let this go. Force them into going for lethal here. Because it's like, if I start giving them cards in hand, we're in a worse spot. But now we can Vegapunk for free and get a blocker and another character on the board. Tap 4 for Borsalino to put a blocker. So they did grab that. We saw them search that with Shigi, so that gives them a blocker on the board. And now they can just attack how they want to, I guess. Or just leave a bunch of Dawn active. We have the Tizzy Cam. Hey everybody, it's Tizzy. Alright, cool. That's what he said. So they can't take a life here. We really only need 1 Dawn. I guess we could go 5-1, so we could go 9 into face. I think we just go 9 into face to start. I think we just go 9 into face. Force out a Pheasant Peck and a counter. Because this doesn't restand anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And it didn't go sideways because they stopped it with Kuzan. So 9 is forced. They have to counter this, or we just go 16, right? And if they can get out of 16, I mean, we're kind of just cooked it. I think we'd go 14 just to be safe. But yeah, I think they have to get out of this. 2k, 2k, 1k. The issue is Pheasant Peck, because then it's 4k, 2k, 2k, because they draw a card to replace this. So it could be, that's 8k counter, so we'd have to be able to swing 13 without the blocker. So if the math doesn't matter there, I think we just go 8 to force the blocker out, 2k, 1k with the blocker, we guarantee win. So 8 would be the best math, and then we can still go Vegapunk gain a life if we need to. So we are going to do that. 8 is the best number here, and the reason is because if they block, it's 2k, 1k, that's 2 cards out of hand. Or they have to Pheasant Peck, right? If they Pheasant Peck, they get out of it for perfect, but then they have 2 cards left in hand. And then we know we can't win with the blocker on the board. So we would then just play Vegapunk and gain a life. So they do hit the Pheasant Peck, discard a card. They did discard a 2k, telling me it's 2 2ks, so now it's a 2k and an anonymous card based off the math. Now we just play Vegapunk to cheat out nothing, which is okay. You know, it's not the worst thing in the world. And then I think we just go gain a life. Let's think about the math here with attacks. 5 possible attacks, 6 possible attackers. They're guaranteed going for lethal in this next turn. So I think we just gain a life. I think we just add a card that can play itself. I wish we had Frankie to go here and then Shaka on top, but we didn't, because then they could go for lethal. So now we just gain a Pythagoras, and then I think we just pass. Stage, restand, draw 1, and then we're going to trash 1. This cannot be removed from the field. If this card would be removed from the field, you may have said trash 1 card from your hand. So for 1 Dawn, we guarantee get a card out of our opponent's hand. We're going to hold on to that Nami if we can. So we'll trash the Pythagoras here. And we're sitting pretty. I think we're sitting really pretty. We have 1 Shaka in the trash, 1 at the bottom of the deck, right? No, the Luffy and something else went to the bottom of the deck. So we have potentially 2 more Shakas at the bottom of the deck. And we have 8k counter total. So 2k, 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 2k. So we get out of these 2 attacks at least. So 5 in a face. I think we just counter 1 there. Like, I don't think there's a world we don't just give them 1 card. Yeah, I think we just counter 1. It's pretty free. Pretty free there, I'd say. Now they go 7, and they're having to go into face now. So is there a world where they can't Gravity Blade? So do we just take this? Math is telling me we just take this. And then trigger it out, because I don't think we need it in hand. Now whatever they throw next, we have to block to free up a spot on the board, right? I think math is just telling me we just block. The math is up here, guys. The Vegapunk math is just up here. They discard a card, draw a card for the Sakazuki. They don't have any Rested Dawn, but they're just trying to filter the hand at this point. I don't think there's a way they win, because we go blocker, blocker, or take, and then blocker, right? So blocker, take, block. There, I don't think there's ever a world you do that. I don't think there's ever a world we do this. I'm a little confused now. They can't Kuzan, we know that. They could Zephyr the Shaka. That wouldn't really get them there. So they're gonna Sengoku and show us the 2 cards they draw. So they trash a Garp, they're gonna draw 2 cards, and they're gonna draw 1, so they're gonna draw 3 cards. So a 1K and a Pheasant Peck, right? And then 1 more card. That's pretty good. And then what are they gonna do? 9? Okay. They're gonna leave the 1 Dawn active, but we don't need the Nami because they don't have the blocker. So we just 1K out of that, keep the body on the board, and I think it's just guaranteed math, right? Because again, we already did this. So 4K, 2K, 2K, 2K gets them to 10. There's no way they win, thankfully. So we're just gonna swing. We should be swinging 7s. 7's just a better number mathematically, especially with this already being a 9. Now we can just go 5, and then we're gonna go 7, and yeah, just whittle out the cards. So 7's gonna guaranteed take this Pheasant Peck, because if not, they don't have another card to trash with the Pheasant Peck, so they have to Pheasant Peck this, and then it guarantees we win the game. That game was pretty good. Trash the Kuzan, draw a card, they get out of the attack, but you can't really get out of this. You don't have a blocker on the board. So GG's. They did have a Gravity Blade at the end for the last draw from the Pheasant Peck, but I think we just really took that game away. I think 2 of these Gravity Blades maybe gets them a little better, but they're not developing boards. So GG's to our opponent, but I think we played that almost perfectly in the Kuzan match. So hey, GG's, good game. I know people are really onto this Kuzan. I think it's a lot weaker. I think people are just pushing it because they think it's good. It's top 10, 15 maybe, but it's not as good as people think. So hey, I just dogged up the Vegapunk, so I don't want to hear nobody talking crap. All right, a yellow match here against Koala. Koala likes second, so we're going to take that away, and we like second, so we're going to keep that. Luffy absolutely does nothing in this match, but this card can cook. The only issue is their 4-drop Hawk can KO one of our characters. I think we're going to mulligan this. I don't care for it. The Vegapunk will force us to take a life, so that's going to be a really hard card to play early. We can go Bonney early and maybe try to hit big. They're going to play Captain's a Symbol and draw a Dragon. Dragon's really bad for us. Yeah, I think Bonney and just swing big next turn, right? And then just play out swing 7. Yeah, I like that. I think we're just going to legit just deploy the Bonney and then pass. I think we're going to swing 7 early, get the draw 2, trash 1, and then play out a character on the board. I think that just makes the most sense. I think we may even go Shaka, just to have a blocker to save the Bonney if they don't have another attacker on the board, which usually this is just in Ivankov, which is not great. They're going to swing 8 at us, we're just going to take. I'm actually going to use this trigger to draw a card, to filter through. Does Dareshi change what we do? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think we're just going to swing 7 to start, like swing big like they did. They can counter if they want to. They do 2K, 1K, and then deploy a card and deploy the Shaka to have a blocker to save the Bonney and pass. So now they can swing 6, but then we just block him 1K because we already got value out of Bonney. So we just continue to get value. Yep, exactly as we said. So we block and hit him with the old 3 Dawn, 1 Dawn. So we could 3 Dawn, 3 Dawn. We could 3 Dawn, 1 Dawn. I almost feel like 2K'ing just to keep a Shaka alive because we've already thrown a blocker away. And I don't know if I love Vegapunk or not yet. They're just going Morley. That's actually really good for us. That's really good for us. So that's a 2K. They've already given us a 2K and a 1K. So I'm actually just going to swing 6 here. I could go 5-7 because we've already gotten value out of Bonney. So I'm okay. I think I'm actually okay with that. 5-7, 3 cost, and then 1. Okay, done. 5. If they want to counter, they can. If not, I don't care. We're just going full aggro. Full aggro all day. Not worried about this board. It's 8 cost. I can't remove that. Now we're going to hit them with the 7 for the draw 2 trash one. And then we're going to Dareshi. So they take trigger, possibly, maybe. Negate the effect of up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters. That's really good. Good job for them. So changes what we're going to do a little bit, because we didn't think about them pulling a black vortex out of life. We're just going to tap 3 for Lilith, look at the top 5, and we're going to grab a... Stage isn't horrible. I don't think we need stage at this point. I think we're just going aggro. And we have the cards in hand to counter thanks to this Bonney. So we'll grab an Edison, and then they're going to want to play a 6 cost here. So they're only going to have 1 extra Dawn. So they can swing 6, which will 1 cost, and then we'll give them a 2K for the Morley. We'll just pass. I think that's the best of the situation. So we're going to counter out of both these attack to keep the Bonney alive again. Because 1 Dawn saves us from the 6K, and then a 2K saves us from the 5K, right? So now we just give them a 2K. It's going to be exactly as I tell you. I'm telling you. I don't miss. I do not miss. Ooh, they're going to Nico Robin us. Okay. We're going to trash a Vegapunk and a Shaka here. Now they're going to swing 6. Interesting. I would have gotten rid of the card that's getting me a lot of cards in hand, but that's just me. That is just me. I guess I'm different. We're going to go ahead and start with the 3 to draw 2. We only have 2 options, so we're going to grab the 2 options we have. It's going to refill our hand a little bit. 1 Dawn here. I think it's just going to be 5, 6, 7, so 5 in a face. If they block, we're just going to kill this thing, like guaranteed. Draw 2, trash 1. And then I think we just swing another 7 at face. And now they have to block him 1K. And then we can choose to go another 7, or we can go 7 into Nico Robin. They take. What's stopping me from just pushing another 7? Nah, I think that'd be greedy. I think we just Shaka here. Deploy, Shaka, and I think we just pass. Now we have the counter in hand. Because we have 2 2Ks and a 3K. We can ditch both of these. If they Nico Robin again, we're fine. I think they're going to Kuma here to gain a life. That's what it looks like. So they tap 8. So they have a 6, 5, 6, 7. Trash a card from hand, gain a life. That's fine. And then probably not going to swing the Nico Robin. So we just block. And then they can swing 6, and we just block 1K. See, now we're putting them in a position where they're trying to decide if they want to do this. 6 into us? Why would I not take this? I'm not playing Vegapunk anytime soon. No trigger. Lucky them. I don't see a world where I'd take that. Because now I just gain a life, right? So we'll just go ahead and do that in case. We'll add the Rayquaza. We have another Rayquaza in hand. I think we just go 7 to start. We don't really need to put anything on the board. We can choose not to use Vegapunk's effect as well if we don't want to. So we can have 5. Let's just hit him with a 5 in a face with the 1 Dawn attached. Because I'm down to just burn cards. Now just go 5 in a board. See what happens. If they let that go, that's cool with me. Cool. I think we just go back into face. I think we ignore the Morley. I don't think I'm worried about the Morley. I really don't think I am. 7 at face. I think I'm just trying to whittle them down quickly. Like, so they don't continue to get value out of their leader effect. I'm not really worried about Morley. I have a blocker blocker, 5 Dawn, bunch of counter. I think they just go for game on the next turn. Oh. Question is, do I need these blockers on the board? I have a lot of blockers in trash actually. And when I take this, I can play a Vegapunk from trash. So I can go 7 more in a face actually. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this is insane. We're gonna draw 2. We're gonna then trash 1. We're going to tap 5, choose to play nothing, return the cards so we don't have to take the life, and then we're just gonna pass. We have 1 Dawn active for the Rayquaza. We have so much counter in hand, and they kind of have to go for lethal. Because if they clear the board, I think we can just save the board, you know? But we can just... They're going to go 7 into 4. We will let 7 into 4 go. And then it's going to be 5... Oh, dude, depends on how they do this. But I think we can save the whole board. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Give them a 1K. Then it's going to be 7-8. Yep. And try to force us to trash 2 cards with the Nico Robin. It's pretty good. So fun fact though, we can save the entire board. Trash, trash. We can sit on the 1-cost event, and we'll be perfectly fine. Because 8 we can just block out of. They have a black spiral, right? That's what they're telling us by these 2 Dawn. Or they're like, oh, you've already seen Black Spiral. Maybe you guys should be worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Fun fact, I am not worried about it. Because what can they negate? Only the character. They negate the effects of up to one of your opponent's character and give them. So only the card that they use the Black Spiral on gets hit with the effect. So if I just hit them in the face with 9, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to take. And what if I hit them in the face with another 9? The issue is if they do have a Black Spiral, we would just lose to that, right? So you need to be able to gain a life, technically. Actually, I think we just swing another 9. They block. No list is playing more than 2 Black Spirals, right? Because the thing is we could just gain another life. I don't think we lose, but it's not worth the risk of losing, right? Because we can just restand our Shaka and then gain a life. And I don't think there's a world we lose after that. Because then we go Shaka again, and then we go Vegapunk, and then actually play out a character, and then we should be fine. Unless they gain a life. But if they don't play Nico Robin, we're fine as well. Alright, we're going to do that. I think that's the safest option. I think we don't die. Like, it's impossible to die through this situation. They don't have any rush targets in the deck because they're black and yellow. They can crit a life with an 8-drop Kid. But I don't think if they crit a life, we're in jeopardy. Because then they only have a 7/7. Then we go block, block, counter. Like, block, block, counter this, take 1, put a blocker on the board. So that'd be take, and then block. So yeah, we're perfectly fine. Even if they had an 8-drop Kid here, we'd still survive in this situation, given the board state. We'd survive. It just wouldn't be great. 5-cost Sanji punish us if they wanted to pop a Shaka. No, because then they just clear the whole board, so we can't block yet. So we just take, use the trigger to play out that Shaka. Have another blocker on the board. So now 5-cost Sanji, they'd go 8. 8, 8, 7, pop 1, Vegapunk. Probably not getting another Shaka. Another Shaka would be crazy if we pull out this Vegapunk. Interesting, interesting. Because then we could just take, counter, or block, 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 and we just win, right? If they don't put another blocker on the board. They need to put a Hawk on the board. That would be really bad. That would be very bad for us. But then we just split with Lilith and whatever we play out with Please Save Me. Or we'd have to save a Shaka, because then they only have 4. They go 7, 8, 8, 9, or 8, 8, 8, 8. Which we go take, block, 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 and then we have the other blocker. So the 5-cost Vegapunk would block one of them, block, block. Then we'd split between the two. We'd go 10, 11 would be the math. And I think that would be the best. I think we're just playing predictions here. But this guy's trying to figure it out for himself, because there's not really a math that wins without critting this life. Because now if you 8-drop Kid, we just go counter the leader attack. They get to draw a card. They'd have 5 cards in hand. We'd go counter, block, 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 15 at face. And they'd have no Dawn active for if they even did have a Black Spiral. So it'd be okay. We survived 2 Nico Robins too. That's hard to do with Vegapunk. So it tells me everyone's something right with this deck. Something is going correct, and I am very happy about it. Haven't needed the Rush Ace. I still don't think it's a bad option, especially with running the Bonney. The Bonney has been cooking though. I've been happy to have that card back, I'm not gonna lie, but I think our opponent's just seeing this may be Jover. This may be the end, thanks to a man with an apple on his head, you know? Kitty Cat, I see you down here. I see you. Okay, we'll give you Petunia Cam. You want Petunia Cam? Oh, come here, big girl. Okay, here is Petunia Cam. All right, 7 into this, we let go every time. Not worried about it. You can kill that. Then what do you have for me? They go 5 in a face. There's not a world I don't just counter this, right? I just go 2K, get out of it, and then what? And then what? What do you have for 8 Dawn? Because no matter what, again, still even if they crit the life, they only have 2 attacks. We just go block, block, and then we have 16 a face. They'd have to go double Hawk here, and we'd have to not play anything off of the Vegapunk. Because I think we have to play Vegapunk. That is the big thing for this next attack. We just play Vegapunk, and then hope we hit an Atlas or some kind of 6K attacker. But then we just split between the characters. So we'll take this, use the trigger. Now we get to play out Vegapunk. Vegapunk playing out Pythagoras. And then our opponent can't force us to take a life because we have no life. So that's why we saved it for the last one. We just block with the Vegapunk. And then it's like, okay, how many 7s can you survive? They had Kuma and Black Vortex, so they were going to gain a life, and then Black Vortex one of the attacks. Then they only have 1K counter, so they'd have 3K total. So we just go 7, they'd Black Vortex, we'd go 7, they'd take, we'd go 7, they would 2K, 1K, and then we'd go everything else on Pythagoras and win. Thanks to the Vegapunk hitting the Pythagoras. Without it, we would have gone, what, 9, 9, 9, and 9 would have been Black Spiral 1K, the next 9 would have hit, the next 9 would have hit, and it would have been GG's, and they did have the Black Spiral, so if we went for it last turn, we actually would have lost. So I think we did everything correct there, especially pulling the stage there, restanding the character, dude. We're immaculate today, and I'm feeling good. We're back to the Vegapunk hype. The OP10 Vegapunk is back, and we are cooking with it. This is the deck that won me, this is one of the decks, Vegapunk is what won me my first treasure cup for the Charlotte pudding here. This is how I won my treasure cup, it was actually with Vegapunk, so I'm a Vegapunk guru, dude. I'm reading them like books. All right, we haven't found a Zoro today, but we did do Zoro a few videos back, so this is probably gonna be the final match of the day. This is actually the match that the Vegapunk lost to, was to Rayleigh, probably from the Unblockable event, so we really have to play around Unblockable and Kid Killer, probably playing a more passive strategy and board control oriented strategy. So this is gonna be a whole different thing. Like, I'm interested to see how we can do against this Rayleigh here. Our opponent's going to choose probably to go second. I think second's best for them as well. And I don't hate this. Going first, it's not my favorite. I would really love to see the stage going first, but I don't think the stage really matters in this match. The removal's good. I think the Lilith early being able to search is going to be nice. So we're going to keep this, and then we're just going to deploy the Lilith to search through the deck looking for more removal. I actually like Nami more than Luffy, of course, just because Luffy draws us a card, but Nami can filter and remove a body without losing a body on the board, so we can keep our tempo. So we're actually going to take another Nami here and pass. So we can easily Nami on the next turn, remove a character, and swing 7. I don't think I'm worried about removing a Nami now. I don't think that's my biggest fear. So we'll go ahead and... Do we hit Rayleigh early? I think so. What's going to stop me? Who's going to stop me? That's the real question. Who is going to stop me? 7 at your face. Do we out-aggro them or do we not? That's what we're going to learn right now. Shaka pass. So now we get the blocker. It's a 6k body. They can probably go 7, 6, 6, 7. We don't have a 2k, so we will take one more than likely if they're just going to push straight face. They have Conqueror's Hockey and Unblockable, so we do know they have Unblockable. So they may just pile on the pressure early, and which if they just swing 5, we will counter 1. I could have blocked. I could have blocked for free, literally for free, but then they go big into our character. We just block that for free. They're going to go Zoro now, and they're going to try to get another 1 cost. Oh, they're going to go Sanji. Okay. I see you. That's interesting. But we are going to Dareshi. Look at the top 5. We're going to grab Shaka and Lilith. We're missing all of our 8-drop kids, which I feel like that card's important in this match. And we're just going to go... Maybe we should have... before we did Dareshi, we should have done Nami. That's a misplay, because we could have just filtered the hand and drawn the card. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Then we'd have 4 cards in hand, but okay. Oh, well. We're going to go ahead and swing in for 5 into the board. I think we're going to hit them for 7 in face, too. I think we're going to have to pile on pressure at the same time. The free block was really convenient, though, but if they have rush on the next turn, it kind of sucks. 7 at face. I think 3 cost Bonney would be really nice as well. Deploy the Nami. We're going to trash the Shaka, KO the Sanji. They get to draw another card, and then we'll pass. So at least we're getting the board developed. Bunch of 1Ks. We're going to go Shakuyaku, grab Monkey D. Luffy. They're going to play 2 bodies on the board here, Monkey D. Luffy and something else. So some other 3K character. It's going to be this Luffy that gives itself 2 Rested Dawn. And then they're going to swing 6 at face. We're going to have to take this one. We will use the trigger and draw a card, which is always going to be good. So now we need to go more, blocker oriented, or we need removal. So, here's where we pile on the pressure. We could go both of these and remove both the characters they just played, which I don't hate. But rush really kills us, especially with them having this many bodies on the board. So I'm not against going Vegapunk to get a blocker. Let's hit them for 5 and see what they decide to do. They could play Supreme King, Conqueror's Hockey, or whatever. Thinking about gaining a Shaka here as life. They would get a lot of value this turn out of playing Conqueror's Hockey. I don't know if they realize that. So I'm just going to swing really low until I don't have to. They give us a 1K. We already have a blocker on the board, so I think we can just remove this board pretty easily. 5 more. Tap 5. We're gonna trash and remove the Luffy and draw 1. And then I think we're gonna gain a life here. I don't think we need to remove both of these. I think we just gain a life as the Shaka. And then, is there a world we ever swing 7 here? I think there is a world we swing 7. I think we just swing 7 right now. Now we make it where it's really good for the Conqueror's Hockey, but they could have done it earlier, but we made it where it wasn't good earlier, right? So we go ahead and force this out now while they're at 2 life. They have as much life as we do, so they play Buggy looking for a red event, and then they grab Armament Hockey. We still have plenty of removal for the board, so we're still in a good spot. They play Kid Killer. Kid Killer's really good. They reveal Armament Hockey, and up to one of your leaders gains plus 3,000. Then if your opponent's character has 7,000 power or more, your leader gets plus 1,000 more. Okay, that's fine. So they make this into a bigger body, give it 2 Rested Dawn. They're going to swing 7. We're going to take and then use the trigger to put our body on the board. They're going to swing 7. We will have to block out of this attack. And then they're going to probably swing 8. Oh, they're going to swing bigger. 7. Which I think I just take. We'll use the trigger again and draw a card. So now we know we're gaining a life here, which I think is going to be the Nami. I think we just go for board control now, because we kind of have to, right? So go 5 and a 3. Need 5 and 1. I think we almost put the Nami in life, because we can just pop one of these characters and then play a Vegapunk. We're going into 5. That gets going. That's nice. 5 and then gain a life here. So 5, 1, 3 gets us to 9. So do we go another 5 in a face? They don't have double unblockable, right? I like the small swings, just forcing cards out now. Because we have to gain a life. We know that. So let's go 5 more in a face. They take. Let's tap 3 for Lilith, replacing Lilith. Grabbing a Rayquaza is not bad, actually. That's a really good life to gain. I like Rayquaza a lot. Okay. Well, we just figured out what we're doing. We're going to go Nami for 5. We're going to use the effect, trashing the Lilith, KO the Buggy, and then we're going to add a card to the top of our life, and then we're just going to pass. So now they need Rush. We block out of an attack. We need to be able to counter 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have a 7k character. They show us unblockable, and they show us the same event, which is fine. So we know they have an additional 1k. So we're going to swing 9, 7. 7 we just counter, right? 2k, 1k. We'll show them the cards that they know we have. Now we're sitting on 2k more counter. So if they have Rush Zoro. Depends on how much they swing. 6. So that tells me they have double Rush here. Right? So we just go 1k, 1k. We never lose this. Because now they can only make this bigger where they rush in with another character and we just block 1, take 1. Yep. GG's to our opponent. They could have left one up for Supreme King Conquers Hockey. Could have hit the Gum Gum Mole Gun. Gum Gum Mole Gun would have been good, but it wouldn't have won the game. 2k, 3k, and then they KO a character. So we just swing 7, countered from this. We swing 7 more, actually equal with this. So we take, and then we put the rest on a character, which would be 4 Dawns. So we'd swing 8 with an Ami, or we'd go 5, 5, 7, whatever it is. Math-wise, guaranteed didn't lose because we could counter the 6. If they had a Kid Killer there instead, they would need Kid Killer and Zoro, but then they only swing 5, 7. So again, 5 we counter, 7. No matter what, I think there wasn't a way we lose there because we had good board control, good control of the game altogether. So hey, Vegapunk kind of cooked against Rayleigh, not gonna lie. If you can get those 4-drop or those 5-drop Luffys and the Namis, you're sitting in a good spot. I mean, that's how I had to do with Bello Betty, dude, in the last format. Bello Betty was cooking all the time, and it was so difficult. So, anyways, that was Vegapunk today. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a great list here from Marco. Congrats on your 2nd place. Really, that is amazing, and I'm glad to see Vegapunk show out. So I really appreciate you putting this list out there for everyone to see, for the world to see, as it is a contender deck that people don't appreciate. So just know this is what I'm rocking 24/7. Vegapunk every day, all the time, because Vegapunk's my thing. Just like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. We also play other decks too. So if there's other decks you want to see, you can leave those in the comments, and leave your hate comments in the comments as well, because they help me, and I respond with laughing emojis at this point. So many of them, I love it. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.